there's a lot going on in Love After Lockup. It's quite there's a whole breakdown with Arthur and Hope. Um, Hope's trying to get through to Arthur. Arthur's like holding back his emotions. Um, Arthur gives tells a story of what happened in prison. Watching a man pass away and that. He literally goes into himself. I would say, yeah, he goes into himself. There is another point where Arthur and Hope's talking, and he's kind of like explaining that how, like, when you're in prison, that you can't show your emotions, you can't show any weaknesses, as everybody sees a weakness, how they use that weakness. He actually confesses to her and says that how he's institutionalized, but he did went into prison very young. Well, I think he went in there young. Then he started saying that how he sees demons on people and stuff like that, which I feel is really concerning. Which I think that's why there was a whole breakdown when they broke up later on, where he ended up back in prison, because I feel that in this program particularly, the women have a idea of, oh, it's going to be okay when he comes out, oh, it's going to be like this when he comes out, but it doesn't always work out like that with some of them. Like Zaria and Troy is a whole nother something else, where she comes over like a very jealous girlfriend, like, so telling him that how, what, she don't want to meet his daughter, but he took your son on as he adopted your son, so therefore your daughter and your son is a family. And she gets very defensive. She's shouting. She's creating a whole set of, I don't even know, a whole set of negative energy. Arthur's mum is like not like kind of concerned in a way. Anyway, Arthur leaves the place because I think in Zaria's head she thinks that Arthur and the ex wants to get in. High mind's eye, Arthur and the ex wants to get in together, but from my understanding of not Arthur, sorry, Troy, Troy. My understanding of Troy is that how he wants to see his daughter, and he wants to form a relationship with his daughter because he's formed a relationship with Zaria's son, and everything's okay, mind's eye, and it's like yes, you can love somebody. I don't know. I mean, people can say I'm a fantasist or whatever, but I believe that sometimes when you look at these programs, right, they are lessons as well. So I believe that Saria have this. Well, once again, she's in Fantasy Island, where she believes that how Arthur is for her and her son and not for nobody else, but he has a daughter out there, you know what I mean? And the mother has to step in, because Saria's slamming doors and creating a whole it's a negative atmosphere. There is a few of them in the program that seems to have a lot going on. i.e., as you know, I have talked about Shanta and True. In this episode, we see that there is an actual breakdown with Shanta and True, where True tries to make it up with her because when she announces the how she's having twins, he decides to turn up on her doorstep to surprise her, to make her what seems to be a breakfast. But then um but then it's like she's questioning him, like, so what are you here for? Are you here to mess up my time? Are you here to take my time again? What are you here for? But then right, True, because remember, right, everybody, I mean, in the love and lockup sector was questioning, like, if this is a true relationship between Shanta and True. Now, on this one, now, like, we actually see that how he said that how he wanted to see the grass is greener because he just came out of prison, and he wanted to go and see other women. And she said that, so she was like, so what are you doing here? What's the point, kind of thing? And so he tries to, I'll say, well, what's it, give her a romantic breakfast. So I feel that how this is when the relationship blossomed a little bit more. I think as well, like, because like you see them laughing, but to be honest, in the beginning of Love After Lockup, Shanta was very closed down. He broke up with her. He she was she said she's a homely person, and he didn't like that. He literally wanted her to be this other person. So and I think also because she didn't visit him in prison, I think that is also the factor that he brought up. But in this episode here, right, he says, I gotta be there for the twins. I gotta be there for my children, or sort of thing, which is good that he's saying that. And I feel that's why they are still together now, which is the pictures that was released last week, I think, a couple of weeks ago, last week, I think it was. Now, there is a selfish one that is in Love After Lockup. Her name is Bianca. Bianca finally gets the apartment, but then she's saying, I'm away from my family, I'm away from this, I'm away from that. But you are in a relationship with a prisoner where, like, you have to set up the place. You have to do certain stuff to meet the requirements for that prisoner to come to live with you or whatever. So she was explaining that how, like, I always forget his name. I think it's Daniel. Right? She was saying that how he have an alcoholic problem, but she still wants to leisurely drink and stuff like that. Anyway, when the parents finally meet her, because the father said that how are you mentally stable or whatever. So she says, I didn't like how you said that to me and that. So he says, oh, I'm sorry, I mean, I'm just looking out for my son at the end of the day. So the mother like orders what's it, a virgin drink, as they say. And the dad explains that how, right, he also was alcoholic at one time, and he's actually going through a sober time and that. And he's worried for the son in a kind of way. So the mum, I think she asked her about the alcohol, like, drinking, and what's going to happen when he comes out, because, like, that how, right, he's got a problem. He literally has a problem. And she says, well, like, he said to me that how I could drink or whatever. So the mum goes on to explain that how, like, she already lost the son to, I think, I can't remember, I think it was to an overdose or something. So she was very worried. She said that how I don't want to lose another son to that. I don't want to don't want to go through that again, you know what I mean? Which is fair. So I think I'd say that Bianca is very immature in certain ways because I feel she doesn't have an understanding of how deep the what's it they call it, psoriasis that Daniel has, because and plus this mother, she's been through a loss already, and by her not complying to what whatever his requirements is, especially when it comes to drug use, alcohol use, and any other uses, how you have to be. And she is very immature in how she thinks. She also is more focused on the intimacy side of things and a lot. So there is a lot of things going on in Love After Lockup. Now, let me see. Can't remember who else now. They didn't show Kim in this series, but I feel that the Arthur and the Hope one was more deeper because it's like Arthur was losing it. He was standing. He was just in another zone, in another place, and he's just somewhere else, which they call as PTSD. But the program, what the program said that how right they had to give him a mental check on his mental issues. So I feel before Arthur and Hope had that big argument, which led him to go back to the prison, it seems like it was coming anyway, because it's like he went to another zone. She was trying to talk to him, he wasn't looking at her, he wasn't talking to her. I think she literally had to call his mum so that he can hear the mother's voice, like to bring him out of whatever dark corner he was in his mind. He's saying, and literally Arthur really said that how he saw a man lose his soul. He said that when he was in prison, he saw a prisoner get unalived or passed, and he said that when he saw a man reaching out, breathing his last breath, he said that how I really didn't want to see it, and I saw that, and it's like and he wish he wasn't there to see that. So I feel that there was a lot of issues going on in most of the cast in Love After Lockup, and I think some of it does come to surface very little, but you do see certain things come to the surface, and then it explains a lot why him and Hope had that big massive argument where she drew a gun. I don't think she shot him, but I think that how like the argument was a domestic. It was a big domestic, and this was spoken about in the sector. So so I just thought I'd just do my small review because I think I've covered one, two, three, what's it called? So Troy, Zaria. Oh yeah, and then there's Letitia. Oh, Letitia is a whole other something else. Letitia's been trying to get Keith out of prison for a very long time, and they've been paying money, well, to what seems like the paralegal that they've been paying money to. He seems to have not been doing his job. Now, on top on top of that, because I say on top of that a lot, on the whole of that, right, her house is going into foreclosure, which she finds out later on, because the people who she is either renting from, they took out a mortgage and they haven't been paying the place, so she has to leave. So you see her standing there saying, "Oh my gosh, I've got to tell my," because the smallest daughter really, really sees, already starting calling Keith dad already. So she says, "How am I going to tell my daughter the how, like, the how, like, we got to move out of the house and everything else, and it's a lot." So Letitia said that how she's going to go to another lawyer so she can get Keith out, because they've been preparing for him to come out, and they've been and it's like all that preparation is now gone to waste because it looks like he's not coming out of prison. I don't know whether he's come out. I don't know whether he's out now, but it just looks like that, like it's not going to happen. And so she's got to find another way to get him out, on top of her moving out of her house, because so that little segment with Letitia was quite small. And she's very worried because her I think her older daughter is also going through stuff as well. So yeah, I think I've covered 4 of them. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've covered all of them. So in the next live, I will come back and I will do the other review. My son is growling. I will do the other review on Love After Lockup. If not, I have to do another reaction on something. So I will try and be present to do that, because yeah, I got a lot of, I got a few backup stuff to catch up on. So thank you for listening, if you have been listening. And please leave a comment and tell me, if you are watching Love After Lockup, leave a comment underneath the live and tell me what you are thinking of the, what's it, Letitia, Zaria, Bianca, and Hope's situation, especially Hope's situation with Arthur, because I think that's more a deeper one, because he's literally having a PTSD breakdown in front of the cameras, literally. It's like he's totally out of his, like he's having that out of body experience. That's the only way I can describe it. So please leave a like and tell me what you think about it, because normally I'll leave it, but I thought, no, let me just do let me just do it and do the commentary on it now and give my opinion, because I'm trying not to get influenced by others when they talk, but yeah, sometimes it's hard. So with that said, I will see you and Mind's Eye later. Take care on the next live. Take care. Bye. Oops.